And the extreme winter blast has left millions of people without power. This is a look at power outages from across the country. In Texas, more than 4 million customers lost electricity. Other states severely impacted include Louisiana, Arkansas, and Mississippi. And some are blaming frozen wind turbines for contributing to the energy emergency and worry that we aren't prepared for future extreme weather events. According to the U.S. Energy Information Administration, in 2019, Texas had more wind capacity than any other state, and wind power accounts for about 25% of electricity production. But proponents of clean energy argue wind is just one factor in a system that rules multiple sources, including solar gas and natural gas. John Hensley joins us now. He is with American Clean Power. John, appreciate your time.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
So, to your knowledge, what was the source of the energy overload that we have seen in Texas this week with all of this extreme weather and the ice? Was it from wind power, as some say?
Yeah, so this really is a once-in-a-generation event, and really Texas infrastructure isn't quite capable or really designed to deal with this type of cold weather. Just think about the homes, water lines, transportation infrastructure, and even the power plants. They're just really not built for these extreme cold temperatures that we've seen. And as a result, all of Texas infrastructure is really under stress, including these energy resources. But primarily, it's been the thermal plants that are at most risk here, and that we've seen most of those outages on the electric system come from primarily natural gas facilities that aren't able to source natural gas. They've had problems with pipes freezing, and they haven't been able to generate electricity and deliver it to customers.
So multiple factors contributed to what we saw this week. But what this has done, it has reignited the debate over clean energy across the country. And some are questioning the limitations of our solar energy, wind energy, and whether or not it is a reliable source. What do you say to those critics?
Yeah, I think unfortunately this is being used as an opportunity to talk about the weaknesses of renewable energy resources when, this has been primarily a thermal energy problem. Wind and solar resources have operated at grid operators' expectation throughout this entire crisis. And frankly, most of the power that the grid operator expected to be online in terms of these extreme weather events during peak capacity hours is thermal plants. So unfortunately, I think the fingers are being pointed in the wrong direction. However, on the bright side, as we move to this clean energy future that we're all moving towards, renewables are certainly going to be a big part of the mix. And whether it's the geographic diversification from renewables across the country and in many parts of Texas itself, to balancing wind and solar resources with energy storage, renewables are committed to bringing a resilient grid that's capable of withstanding events like this.
But John, where is the sweet spot? Because we're years away from fully relying on clean energy to power the grid. So how can we find a compromise right now with what we have available and trying to move to some of these cleaner sources?
Yeah, I think some grid operators have already shown it works. In the market to the north of Texas, SPP, they regularly have wind supply more than 50% of the energy on that system. And in fact, in all of 2019, wind was over 30% of the electricity mix and was the number one resource in that market. So we've got some empirical evidence to show that wind and renewable energy resources are capable of delivering these high rates of electricity in the markets. And going forward, it's going to take a combination of multiple resources: more wind, more solar, pair it with energy storage, and then bring transmission into the picture as well. When it's really cold in Texas, you can bring in solar from the west or wind from the Rocky Mountain states or other areas that don't necessarily need that power, and ship it down to Texas or other parts of the country that are going through these extreme events, and help those grid operators balance with resources around the country.
Finally, John, what can you say to people who are uncertain about the future, who lost power in this big storm, when the next major extreme weather event happens, how we as a nation are prepared to handle it so that people aren't left in the dark and the cold?
Yeah, I mean, this is obviously something we all want to avoid. We want to ensure that power is continuing to be delivered to customers. Folks, we don't want folks to have to go without power, without the ability to heat their homes during these cold winter nights. And renewables are here to be part of that solution. You know, we want to be a major generation resource on the grid, and pairing a good mix of renewables, wind, solar, plus energy storage. And again, bringing in that transmission piece to ensure that the grid is more resilient and reliable is all part of the solution here. And we're working to make that happen.
Well, a lot of facets to this debate. John Hensley, we appreciate your time. An important discussion we will all continue to follow closely. Thanks again.
Yeah, thanks for having me.